Hi, this is Arnie Pickholz, and welcome to this installment of Guys Can Do It Too. This show is designed with guys in mind who really want to be part of the wonderful process of raising a small child. Have you ever wondered why some guys shy away from taking major responsibility for the kids? Well, raising a child could and should be the most wonderful experience for both and all of you, and you'll want to make the most of it. I did it as a father, and I'm busy with grandchildren, and I have a life as a musician, a husband, and a professional educator. I don't want to be a groupie in somebody else's band. This is Lexi. She's a bright and very ordinary 2-year-old.
Is it time to rehearse?
It's time to get this child ready for the world.
It looks like she's ready coming out of the chute. You know, babies come into the world with lots of skills intact.
Is that so? From what I've seen, if you let a small child like this do her own bidding, she'd destroy anything in her path. You can see the human condition in each child, but I know how well versed you are in child rearing, Tammy. What do you know about its history?
Nothing. What are you feeding this child for lunch?
Let's take it from the top, Tammy. I may be the first to reveal this to you, but the history of bringing up children is fraught with abuse, misunderstanding, and quite frankly, cruelty.
This is not so.
Sometimes we think that child rearing in the past was similar to what we think it is today. But it's quite a different story. In days of old, men spent times in cult houses away from the children. In most ancient civilizations, women raised the children in a fatherless house.
Well, there you go. The men were off doing what men do best, and we picked up the pieces.
It wasn't that easy. In the Middle Ages, we know that the world of women was tight and very structured. When you didn't get your way, you simply terrorized anybody in your path. You better believe that men stay clear of these creatures who were seen as devourers and bearers of death.
Bearers of death? I thought we were givers of life.
We all know how miserable it was to live back then, particularly in the Dark Ages, when religious hysteria reigned supreme. People had nothing to live on, and it was thought that the misery of this life was penance for a good life to come. Women were likely to value boys more than girls, and were very apt to kill the girls because boys were viewed as more valuable.
This is baloney and an affront to women. But tell me more.
This show is about men raising kids. I'm not sure women can buy this point of view. You might want to check out the show at this point, Tammy. The story gets worse.
Aye, I'll stay. Can I shield my eyes?
Usually it was the mother or one of the other women in the gynarchy who did the killing, like the grandmother, usually violently, smashing in the baby's head, crushing it between her knees, asphyxiating it with her breasts, sitting on it, or throwing it alive into the privy, with the mother sometimes earning the nickname of child stabber or child crusher.
This is horrible. When did we women come to our senses?
Tammy, have you ever felt the urge to kill your children when they're real bad?
Well, now that you mention it.
The mother's struggle against the urge to kill her children was, and is, usually a conscious one, as when mothers today tell therapists that someone keeps telling me in my mind to choke my daughter. Well, truth is, it wasn't until the 20th century when men like Dr. Spock, Pavlov, and Skinner began to spread the word that the beating, swaddling, torture, and killings should make way for love, kindness, and understanding.
Ugh, I'm sick to my stomach. I still feel like women have to carry the load, though.
They do, or did, until the 60s generation brought forth a male who would at least consider being a part of the child-rearing process. So let's begin with a food lesson and see where it takes us. Well, there you have it. Some conversation with a 2-year-old that's worth knowing.
I can honestly say I don't understand much of what she says.
Mel, you'll get better in time, but the important thing is to communicate with her. Whoa, Mel, this is a wonderful breakfast, but for whom?
Well, for me and Myra, and for any red-blooded American that I know of.
Let's talk food. Lexi, what would you like to eat?
Cheese.
Ah, a delicious fruit juice cocktail. Now this is a good start. This happens to be a combination that I came up with. It's a combo of apple juice.
Hey, no sugar, I assume.
Of course, perhaps some natural sugar. And a generous splash of peach nectar. Yum yum.
Oh, that's some combination.
Now this is a good breakfast for a child. Grain, fruit, and juice.
Like I always say, why look around for a square meal?
Now Mel, let's talk about what a 2-year-old needs to eat every day.
Come on, everybody. Let's sing the healthy food song.
Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat. Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat. Fruits and veggies, grains and cheese, breads and cereals, they meet my needs. A little chicken and lots of fish. Clap our hands for a meat dish. Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat. Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat. I love my body, I love my soul. Put some fresh fruit in my bowl. Salads and pasta and whole wheat. Milk, eggs and honey, no sugar please. Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat. Eat what you eat. Jump and shout, good things to eat.
Wow, what a great song.
It's not hard, guys, really. Remember, junk food is out, but you already knew that. Easy on the salt, keep it natural, and your kid will love you for it. And that's it for food. When we come back, we'll talk about the importance of watching your child.
I haven't missed much, have I?
Just nutrition. But we're talking about watching your child for clues about creating good, solid, and productive relationships. I'm talking about how to get along with your child. And it starts at the trough.
At the trough? I didn't realize this was a 4-H assignment. Look what I brought.
Okay, we'll use this to prove my point. The cheesecake is out. That's adult food. Lexi, how does a piece of cheesecake for breakfast sound to you?
Cake.
Now, Lexi, Arnie is right. Much too much cream and sugar in this one.
Now here you have set yourself up to do something that is not very constructive. Firstly, there is no way she should eat this or any cake for breakfast.
Not eat.
Lexi, would you like to eat some cookie worms?
Hey, no cheesecake and you give her cookies?
This is what they call a cookie worm. They've become a staple around here. Guys, look at this.
Oh, this is gross. What's your point?
So here's my point. You've got to take the time to watch kids. What they do, what they react to. I mean both physically and mentally. See Lexi eat the worm. Now these worms are made up of 50% fiber. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do. I took nutrition in high school. Fiber is going to be the roughage for Lexi.
Insoluble fiber, like these worm cookies, increases the movement of material through your digestive tract. Great sources of insoluble fiber are whole wheat foods, bran, nuts, seeds, and the skin of some fruits and vegetables. Lexi, say bye-bye to Tammy. Well, there you have it, guys. We covered food, relationships, observing your child, and a little history. You have some tools to make it happen because now you know it's true. Guys can do it too. This is Arnie Pickholz. We'll see you next time.